What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm coming on early. I've got some stuff I'm still stuff I need to talk about. I'm messing with this light. We have a couple of guests on tonight. Talk to one of my peoples. That's what I'm going to call her. One of my people. All right, guys. Again, here we are. A new beginning. Is that what I get? Okay, new beginning. There you go. I got put that on the beginning of this one because I've been if you guys been trying to get a hold of me, I know a few of you guys trying to get a hold of me out there. I cannot talk on the phone because what's going to happen if I grab on the phone and I start talking, it's going to be 2 hours of not wasted time, but it's just 2 hours because a lot of people and I start talking and I'm moving. So I'm doing it myself at the beginning until I get to the heavy stuff later on, and then I'll start moving the heavy stuff with the kids. And I basically move in a lot of boxes. We have a storage. When we moved out of the big house about 2 years ago, we got a big old storage unit. All the furniture's in there because we moved into a smaller house. So now I'm picking up all the big furniture, moving out to Savannah, and I'll be leaving, I think, on Sunday. We have those pods of UPS, not UPS, what do they call them? U-Haul pods, those small ones. And loading those up, getting everything in there. And basically that's what I've been doing all day, running back and forth. Went to go do doctor's appointment today, just to follow up on all my good blood work. And I think I talked to you guys a little bit about that last week. And I do want to talk about that more, but it'll be on another podcast because I got way too much stuff that's going on. Jeff will be on later on to talk about some things. But I'm excited, guys. This is the deal, man. I'm really excited. I'm talking to people that are down in Florida. Ken Bambergart actually just got off the phone with me, text messaging back and forth. He was looking for something and he was there at the TLC. And he was just talking to people. He was asking me about something. Great guy. I think he's doing some hitting clinic. He's doing a hitting clinic there. And I think he's headed back to his hometown next week. So I don't know. We'll see. Guys, as you can see, social media is blowing up on everybody. I think social media is the biggest platform. And the part about the older seniors is a lot of them don't get on social media. We have I'm on YouTube under Short Porch Cutting Edge is the one that I'm under. Instagram, Short Porch Cutting Edge. TikTok, Short Porch Cutting Edge. I even have a website called shortporchcuttingedge.com. And what's going to come new next week on that website, because I'll be in Savannah, is I'm going to start downloading a lot of information on peptides. So you can get up on that website that I have, shortporchcuttingedge.com, and you can look at the things that I look at when it comes to peptides, like when I'm doing research at nighttime, some interesting stuff that's out there. There's a peptide out right now that I've been on for probably around 3-4 months, maybe 3.5 months. It's called Redditutide. It's actually just been approved. So you're going to see that out there. And just look. I'm not going to tell you guys to go out there and get it. I just want you to do research on it. I think peptides is the way of the future. I've always thought that for the last few years. And I am actually I'm going to give you the list of the peptides that I'm on right now. And I think, in my opinion, they're amazing. But guys, these peptides are not approved by the FDA, except for the Retta just got approved. And from what I heard about 2 weeks ago, it wasn't approved. So now it is approved. I was on Retta. I'm gonna back off of it right now, but on MOTS-C, MOTS-C is what I'm on. Look into that if you guys want to do research. You just want to feel better. Triple threat. You guys know what triple threat is. Every day I take triple threat. I got my brother turned on to triple threat because my brother lifts a lot too, like me. We probably started. I was 17. He was 15 when we started lifting and lift together. Ever since, he's I'm 65. He's 63. Great shape. Smaller than me, but he's ripped. But yeah, he's got on that. And he's been a printer all of his life. For big companies. And his hands got arthritis in his hands. And he just texted me today. He started on triple threat about a week ago. That's BPC 157, TB 500, and KPV, I think is what it is. On the KPV one. But he's been on it for a couple of days, and he told me I can already see a little bit of difference in it. So I'm on MOTS-C, triple threat. I'm on 5-amino 1-MQ, and NAD plus is what I'm on, and I've been taking those. Just started last week, so give me some time, and I'll let you know what I feel about it, what I feel about them, and I tell you what, that do some research on them. I'm gonna put up. I got a chart about all the stuff that I'm taking. That chart has been revamped. Yeah, I've lost half of that stuff off of there since I started doing peptides because I don't have to take the stuff anymore. And let you know what peptides I'm taking every day. I'll put that up later, though, guys. You guys can get in there and look at what I'm taking. But yeah, social media, guys. This is the deal. I want to talk about this before my girl gets on here. And social media, and kind of break into that, and I want to talk to her about it a little bit. Social media is across the board, and I knew this 17 years ago. I knew social media was the way to get a lot of things out there to the public where they can actually sit there and watch them. But it really blew up when social media really blew up was COVID. A lot of people were staying home and they wanted to stay in tune with everything. So what did they do? They got on YouTube, Facebook, started looking at a lot of things. They have AI out right now, and I don't really know what to think about that. It's okay up to a point, but there is just so much stuff that if they don't get a handle on it, I don't know what's my dog is barking in the backyard. She loves to bark. So I don't know what's going to happen with AI. I don't do much of AI. The one thing I do with AI is I have my shorts are AI, so they'll cut it up real fast for me. I don't have to do any of that cut up, and they'll cut it up real fast for me and put it out there, which actually is a benefit for a lot of people because they like watching those shorts. They don't want to see me talk for 2 hours or Jeff talk for 2 hours. They can get in there and they can list little topics. That's basically what AI does for us. So I think that's a good thing. But there's so much stuff that's going on with AI. I kind of stay away from a little bit. I'm not old school kind of stuff, old school guy. But what's happening across the board is, and Jeff knew this too, but 2 years ago, Jeff knew this about the way to promote your own brand was social media. He knew that. So what I don't know why she's doing that either. So Jeff knew this 2.5 years ago about the social media, and that's the way to promote. Because here's what happens. Here's what happens with every company out there, and I think a lot of the softball companies, fast pitch, baseball companies have an allowance that they do for promoting. I know the Spurs, whenever Timmy was with the Spurs, they have an allowance, and that being put out there for a lot of people that would promote their product. So what better way, and I'm going somewhere with this, guys, just stay tuned. What better way to promote your product than having uh, the average person? And we thought about this 2 years ago, and I think a lot of people are jumping on board right now. Where the average person, because there's a lot more average than there is pros out there swinging your product and showcasing your product. What we have, what we've done is I think, because I grew up around, I played softball around a lot of the big time players that would just promote the product and get their name on a bat, and they would promote it that way, and usually back in the day, these guys were giants. You're talking about football player bodies, and I talked to Mike about this, the body size of a football player. I stood next to those guys back in the day, played against them. I'd sit there and just look up in the air at them, and they would promote a product. I'm not bashing those guys, right? That's the way it was years ago. I think times have changed. I think it's different now. I think the average player, it realizes that their bat, they can't swing their bat. You're not going to walk into a golf course and say, I want Tiger Woods golf clubs the way they're fitted for him. I want to swing them. Like, I'll sell them to you, but will you succeed in what you want to do? Will you bat 800 or what? Are you hitting? Are you going to hit every hole under par? You can tell I don't play golf. I do play golf, but I suck at it. So what we've turned into is fitting. Short Porch started fitting people with bats, weight distribution, and barrel flex, and all that other stuff that they do, making bats top tier bats that fit everybody. So what better to promote your brand than your average hitter? Because we sell to those too. I mean, if you look at the top 1%, guys, that's top 1%. We sell to the top 1%. We make for the top 1%, but also we make for the bottom 99% too. I saw this in senior ball years ago, where the older guys didn't get any love. I mean, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was doing senior softball bat reviews, I noticed that a lot of companies were gravitating more toward the harder barrels, stiffer handles, where the older guys were suffering because they couldn't get that barrel to flex for them. So it's different now. Short Porch came along and started building bats for the older guys. And I think that has helped a lot of the seniors out there. I get it every other day from, listening to the guys talk to me, and, hey, this bat's good. What's the weight distribution? 10 years ago, there was nobody doing weight distribution. I was actually doing a senior softball bat reviews by telling everybody about weight distribution. Well, nobody was doing it. There was no bat review person out there doing it. I was the only one doing it, and then they would try to counter it. They're not right now, just, because a lot of people do learn. They're not doing it now. I'm talking about years ago, a lot, even the U-Trip guys were like, bat review guys were saying that somebody shows up and goes, what's the weight distribution numbers on those bats? And they're looking at them like, what? Telling the bat review guy. Bat review guys go, what are you talking about? Well, Dave Velasquez does weight distribution, and they're saying, oh, don't look into that. That's just all bullshit. And it's not. We learned right now, and that was 8 years ago. We learned right now that it's not. It actually does serve a purpose when it comes to senior ball. In your U-Trip, it does a little bit, but it's different. It's different monsters there when it comes to U-Trip and seniors. Where are you at? She might have just. Did she come on? How long have you been trying to get on?
Like 2 or 3 minutes.
I guess what I had my head down, I see it because you had caught on there. What I was talking about. Here's another thing too, and I wanted to get in this with you very briefly in a minute. But first I want you to talk to me about the Bombers last week, and the experience that you had, you know, and I know you and Bob talked about it the other night,
Yep.
but just go through that on how what the experience you had whenever you got there, and you know the people basically.
So it was pretty awesome. So I'm in Sacramento, and the field that they were hitting at is about an hour and a half or so away from where I live. So Bob came down from Washington. Brandon flew in from Atlanta. Um, and Bob went straight to the airport, picked Brandon up. We had plans to go just BP, the three of us. And I had a field and everything for us. And all of a sudden I get a phone call saying, oh no, they want a BP at Islander Field where we're going to be hitting tomorrow. So I throw my stuff in the truck that I needed, went and picked them up, and we headed down to the field. Um, and we got there just as all the guys were showing up. You had John Gilmore. Let's see who else was there. Richie
How
Meltz.
okay? Let me ask you this about John. Y'all were talking about it the other day. He's a badass guy, and he's let
He
let
is.
me let me tell you a story about him.
Okay.
We were playing Worlds, and no, Tammy was playing Worlds in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and we flew back. Tammy and her girlfriend Dana. Tammy and her girlfriend flew back, and we were at the airport in San Antonio waiting to pick up our stuff. Well, I had been invited that same weekend. I'd been invited to go up there. Jose Canseco invited me to go up there and hit with him, and he got a bunch of group of guys together, and they were demoing bats. Right, there's this new bat company came in town, and he asked me to come up there and just videotape Jose and Ozzy and just sit out there and just hang out with those guys. Well, John was there, very humble, very nice, you know. And then he shows up like, oh, and then that was it. I videotaped him. I talked to him about a couple of minutes, and that was it. Well, I videotaped everybody that was there, you know, big guys, like big
Yep.
guys. And Jose was there. Jose was putting on a show. Ozzy was just killing it, right? And then I was it. Well, once I flew into town in San Antonio, I see him, and I'm like, John, what are you doing here? He had flown from there back in San Antonio to play Worlds for co-ed. Like he was playing Worlds here, and I talked to him for a minute. Very nice guy. I mean, and I was just senior softball back reviews back then, but very nice guy. He's up there. He's tall, and
And
then
that's what's so funny is, Brandon Murray's a big man, right? Like
you know,
he's what, 6'3", 6'4", and built. John, you're looking at. I mean, Brandon even looked up to John a little bit because I mean, I would guess he's probably 6'7",
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Brandon's actually nicknamed him Matumbo for the basketball player back in the day. And so I got a picture with John, and I just look miniature next to him.
Yeah. Is he playing? Is he hitting any?
Um, he's.
Or he just came out?
I know he's hitting in the Bombers. He's been pretty busy lately with some stuff. After we were talking about it, I don't
Yeah.
want to give away all his secrets. But he's a super busy guy. We were out in the outfield during BP, and he's like, "Oh man, these sound systems, the speakers are sounding like crap right now." Well, that's what he does for a living, is audio and visual stuff. He goes, "I need to
Yeah.
sell these people more speakers." Um, but you got to see all these guys that you just think like, "Oh man, all they do is hit home runs." Well, yeah, a lot of them do, but they're just nice guys that open up and are just friendly, and it's a whole other family.
Yeah.
Murray Williams was there. He went straight to Hawaii from here to go play in a tournament over there, so getting some sunshine. Um, JD Genters was there. Um, who else?
He was killing it, wasn't he, JD?
Yes, he absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's Kip Todd Hunters was there. So, and it was really cool to see all the guys too. Not everybody. I think there was three of the guys swung short porch that are on the tour, and everybody else swung a little bit of everything. There was a few California Bat Company, Suncoast, Anonymous, Monsta, but hearing them talk about weight distribution numbers, hey, I think this bat might be better for you, type stuff, or like, hey, this type of weighting could benefit you more. It was nice to see across. It didn't matter what logo was on the front of your shirt or your
Yeah.
hat. It was just, let's help each other be better. So it's just really cool, and they just opened us with open arms, and just welcomed everybody in.
Do you think that's changed? Do you think that's because of the friendship between all of the, because back in the day it wasn't like that. There was a
Yep.
lot of trash back in the day that was being
Mhm.
talked, but now I see a lot of the bat manufacturers in events like this coming together and basically just talking to other people about, and not really butting in or telling how good their bats are or just trashing anybody. That's what I've seen in the last couple of years that I've seen at
Oh,
these.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one or two out there that still kind of trash talk, and
Yeah.
they're always going to do that. There's always going to be the naysayers out there. There's always going to be the people, shooting us down. There's always going to be the people shooting, other, like, the big companies down that have been around for a long time. But and a lot of times that's not even the people who own or who are really involved in the companies. It's a rep here and there, is
Yeah.
what I found. And a lot of times it's that jealousy factor. Um, there's been some rumors going around about, from one bat company rep, up in the Pacific Northwest, about, short porch bats being banned because of a certain resin or something in our bats. So U-Trip has banned them. And everybody's like, what? And this guy used to swing short porch, but now he swings different. He's a rep for a different company. But the funny thing is nobody's even buying his company's bats. They all are going to a third company. So he's shooting himself really in the foot, type deal. But you're always going to have the one-offs, no matter what.
But do you see it more? Here's the deal too. Do you see it more from reps, you know, uh, other than like the companies? You don't hear much from the companies. What you find it from is a disgruntled rep, or a rep that's even saying things out there that's not necessarily true, or doesn't even know the facts about things. Because that's what I've been seeing for the last couple 3 months is reps saying things that they shouldn't be saying, and they don't even know the facts. They don't even know the truth, but they're out there saying it. You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, that'd be like me saying, hey, this bat, is terrible because of this, and it was made this way. I don't know how those bats are made. Like, if I knew, did the research and said this, X bat is made with titanium, back in the day or whatever, then, and this is why it doesn't perform. I prefer to have my ducks in a row in my knowledge, but some don't do that.
but it's funny. It's funny because it doesn't perform for who? I can understand them saying that it doesn't perform, but who doesn't it perform for? Because we make bats for everybody, and I'm not talking about us. They're saying it about us. I'm just saying. Then there would be another question. Just that bat doesn't perform. Well, that bat doesn't perform for you. That's okay. Maybe your bat speed's different. So
Yep.
maybe it's imploding. Maybe it's not made for you. So that's the conversation I've had with other people that say, "Hey, it didn't work for me." Well, why? Let's talk about why it didn't work for you, because
Exactly.
there's an easy explanation because of short porch why it didn't work for you.
Yeah.
And we can put you in something else. Just give me your bat. Just give me, okay, let me know how far you hit it. Just let me know how far you hit it.
Yep.
And then I can put you boom right into a bat. And those guys will pick up a bat that's made for the 60, 65, 7-year-old guys, and they'll go, oh, that bat is too light, or doesn't it, it just does this. Okay, then let me put you in another bat that's made for you. But that's what I see too. Let me ask you this. Did you watch Landman?
Yes, I haven't watched this week's yet, so I'm gonna watch
Oh, I
later.
can't
That
stand it then.
my
Okay.
wife's out of town, so I was gonna wait for her, but she gave me the
Okay.
okay to
All right.
watch it
Well,
without her.
well, I see, and you watch Landman, and there's a part in Landman where I see y'all were talking about. I'm not going to give too much away, but y'all were talking about this in the podcast on about hecklers, about people that are, again, and that's exactly what I saw, because we always watch Landman later because we record it, whatever. But I see the same thing that happened there, and they always have these people that got to be popping off and saying stuff, and just just the a-holes, right, that are out there. And watch Landman. It was actually pretty, because these kids were chirping or whatever. You always have that everywhere. I mean, you're not going to get on a social media platform and not have somebody that's going to say something like that, or just start to think they're Barney Badass, or start saying things. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to get somebody out there that's going to voice their opinion. It's not right, but it's just somebody that does that nowadays. And I think because of social media, it's not gotten bigger, but a lot of people understand it and they'll correct it.
Well, and I think there's also, as a lot of people say, the keyboard warriors, right? So you can make a fake profile in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And so you can be anybody you want on social media or in the internet world. And so you can say pretty much whatever you want without any kind of, blowback. But at some point, people are going to see the real you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's the same way in person. If you go out to these, events or to a field, there was one of our local girls. I think they were at a conference event, or they were at a pretty big tournament. She had her live going, and there was these guys sitting in the stands, and they were saying some pretty awful things about the girls on the field.
Yeah.
And so she goes up, and it was like a different team up there, and she went and recorded it. She's like, "Which one of you guys was saying all these horrible things?" And they're like, well, I wasn't. As soon as they get confronted, especially by a female, they were backtracking. And they just were like, sorry, we won't do it again. We're like, yeah, you probably were drinking. You were probably being just idiots. You're probably embarrassed because the girls were outplaying you. But
there's no excuse for that. It doesn't matter what they say. You're talking about, it could be kids or whatever. I mean, you're talking about adults here. There's no excuse for it. So don't sit there and say, we're sorry. It's past that already.
For sure.
Because a lot of people deal with it all the time, but here's the deal too. And I wanted to say this, guys are out there hitting, and I've experienced this. I was videotaping Mike Masinko's home run hitting contest for years, ever since I started doing this, and Mike would invite me out. There were people getting in that are you reading people's things? Is that what you're doing?
I see some on the side, but I'm not reading them all.
Okay.
So it looks a little different on your side.
Oh, it does. I'm not even looking at them.
What's funny is, like, Danny asked for my shirt, but this shirt you can't even buy anymore.
No, so they don't make those no more.
This one's an old one. So I got this when I first came on a year ago.
Yeah, that's a year and a half year old shirt right there.
Just like the cherry bomb right here, you can't. Where is it? Right there. You can't get that anymore.
No. You got a lot of stuff up there.
Do you know what the theme is up here? If you can guess the theme, I'll send you something.
Well, you've got all my bats up at the top. That's
not all of them.
My second one. Where's the orange juice?
Orange juice is not there.
Oh.
But
what is the theme? Because you got a 1-piece and a 2-piece, because it's not a theme. You got the senior softball bat reviews.
So it's all senior bats, oldest to newest.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. You need an orange one.
Yeah.
DDP.
Yep. And then this one right here is the one that I hit at Long Haul Bombers. That was the Gen 1 OG.
Oh, wow. You got one of those?
I have a second one too that's still in wrapper that I haven't touched. So this is the one that I was hitting all last year when I was hurt.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to hit. I had hit your new bat in BP, and I was hitting some knuckleballs. But I knew we were going to be hitting the launch 650s. So and it's colder, and I didn't want to blow up or chance blowing up a brand new bat with cold balls and.
That's the worst thing is hot balls and cold balls. The one thing I was talking about was a lot of guys got in that, like Mike had 35 at one time, and he had every group of people. He had AA and AAA guys getting in it, and this experience those guys were doing, like it, to get in something like that and get the experience, of them getting out there and doing that. I have so much respect for somebody that is out there trying to do it. Because with those balls, it's kind of like an even playing field. Even if it was on a 3, and I would like for it to be on a 300-foot park. Mm-hmm. That's what I would love for it to be. Not on no baseball fields, because then the other guys with the hotter balls can get in there and they have a chance, right? If they get on a row, it depends on who's hot, and they got a chance. So I respect everybody that gets in those home run hitting contests, because guess what? They're learning, they're experiencing things. If you keep getting into those things, you're going to get better at it, because you can handle everybody looking at you, you're on camera, and then that's going to transition to a game, right? So when you're in a pressure situation in a game, you can handle anything because you've hit on those things, right? And people get in them all the time, and they, you got to get out there and do that. You got to, and it's the guy, what I hate is the guy that's in the stands and going like, I wish I would have got into that. I would hit more than him.
Yep.
Get on out there then. Oh my God, you can get in anytime. Go just go and pay your money.
Yeah.
You know.
And there was some people in the stands go, oh, I wish I would have done that. Or some after the fact, like, oh, I wish I would have done it. Or like, you had the same opportunities that we all did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Brandon said, you know, Jeff Hall turns around and says, who are you with? And Brandon and I were standing next to her. She's with Shoreport. Do you want to hit? Of course she does. She's hitting. So, and then Jeff Hall said if I would have actually got one out, that he was going to jog the bases for me. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They should have let you hit from pitching mount. How big were those fields?
So down the lines, it was 325. Straight away, it was 380. So,
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it's quite a shot. But,
Yeah.
you know, I
did it. You could have done it.
Like women's balls is what I'm used to hitting. I'm not used to hitting the 12-inch balls either. So a little bit different. But it was a great experience. And, you know, Bruce Reynolds and I were talking about it too. And he said that his swing is a line drive swing too, a gapper swing. We all have a role on our teams, right? And that's, I know, I mean, I can hit balls out. I've done it recently, a little bit shorter field, but I'm still recovering from that hamstring surgery and the fact that I just have to get my legs back into it. Once that happens, it'll be not a piece of cake, but it'll be an easier time for me. And then, you know, but I still have my role. So why would I change my swing just to try and hit one out for a show?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest show was that I almost killed Bob with a shot up the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was pretty funny whenever I saw that. That was smoked him, you know.
Completely unintentional too.
Sure.
No, for real it was. You know, when pitchers hang it up and out.
You know, I was like, Bob, quit cutting her off on Monday nights. Quit cutting her off on Monday nights. She won't do that. That's what you said underneath your breath. Cut me off again, Bob. Cut me off again. I was like, Bob, on Monday night, I was like, Bob, quit cutting her off. Let her talk, Bob. Quit cutting her off. And I said, no wonder she went middle on you, smoking.
Well, I mean, I was too busy laughing at Jeff Hall saying that I was going to flip his eyelids back.
But y'all had fun.
Yeah, it was a great experience. And I mean, I recommend it to anybody who gets the opportunity.
Sweet. I got a couple questions for you. One of them is this, and there's a big topic going on around there about this too. We have reps, and then we have pro hitters, factory hitters, and then you have signature guys, which is hard to get to be a signature guy, right? And I was talking about this a little bit at the beginning, like it's not like it was, you know, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And I know you're young coming up, but it times have changed. That it's not like what is your opinion of like a factory hitter, pro hitter? Because it basically almost the same thing. What makes somebody a pro hitter? I understand a rep because you're representing a brand, right? And reps can make money off of a bat that they swing, and they love swinging and know about everything about that bat, weight distribution, barrel flex, and everything like that. What makes a person a pro hitter? Because we get a lot of requests wanting to be factory hitters, you know, or they want to be a pro hitter. What do you have? Do you have to be in the Hall of Fame? Do you have to be in the Hall of Fame to do it? Do you have to win all? Is there a certain amount of titles you have to win?
So, I mean, I think the big thing is, number one, you're swinging the brand exclusively, and you're loyal to that brand. I mean, this is just my opinion and kind of how I represent myself. You're loyal to that brand even before you get approached or you approach them. Yes. I don't think you should have to approach to ask for it. If you get noticed, then that's even better. That's saying about who you are and what you're doing. If you're asking, it's almost like you're saying, oh, look at me, and you want the attention on you. Yeah. But you have to do it with integrity and be honest about stuff too. Because there are some bats that I've picked up, the short porch bats, going, oh, this is not for me. I don't like this bat with my swing. Like, no, not swing it, type deal. But I'll give it to one of my girls, say, hey, you might have more luck with this because it suits you better. Yeah. You don't have to win all tournaments. You don't have to be MVP, but you still need to be able to perform for your team. And some of that is your attitude also. So if you're having a terrible game, you have to know, hey, I'm not doing my best right now, and whether it's supporting your team or changing something up. Um, I know a lot of, like, you're of the opinion, and there's some other guys that you have that one bat that yours is your gamer, like use the same model. Um, I think I'm a little bit of an anomaly that I can pick up a lot of these different models and swing them similarly. So I'll pick up a DDT if I need to go backside a lot of times, or if I need to pull the ball, I'm going to probably pick up a different bat because I know I'm more comfortable pulling the ball with a different model
Yeah.
than the. And that's me. And that's something that I've kind of tried to work on. That's why it's so hard for me to choose a gamer. So I sit here, and with every new model that comes out, I'm like, what am I going to do now? But to be that pro hitter, the integrity is huge. Now with this new era that we're in, is also to make sure you have that presence on social media.
Yeah.
And it's hard, right? Because you have Facebook. Facebook is, as a lot of the younger generation say, it's for the older people, right? Kind of like MySpace was the thing for a while, and then everybody that moved over to Facebook, it was like, oh my God, those are all the young kids. Like us old people like MySpace and our top 8 friends. And then Instagram is kind of in that middle. It's that no man's land is kind of where I'm feeling right now. So the big two are Facebook and TikTok. And when you can start to go live on TikTok, you've made it a little bit more with your followers and that kind of stuff. But also to put out honest videos, not saying if you're going to go do BP. I don't like I've learned a lot from you with all your lives for BP and that kind of stuff. A lot of these guys have a lot of dead air during it, so nobody ever knows what bats they're hitting, what balls they're hitting. So if you have some commentary, you don't have to have it full time, but explain to everybody what you're doing. But also BP with that purpose. Because if you're just going out to hit home runs nonstop, you're going to turn people off, the average player.
Yeah.
And if you're just going out and hitting 650s, jokers, or like the hot balls, you're not giving an honest feedback of that bat.
No.
So if you're the factory hitter, the pro hitter, you have to show like, hey, this is what I normally do, and this is how I swing. This is what this bat's benefiting me for. And you have to have that presence and show yourself on camera, not just everybody else, is kind of one of my opinions.
Yeah, I think camera angle. I think what you do great is your camera angle now. You're up close. You've always been this way, but you're always close. The camera's lower, and you got that upward kind of. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are too far away, so you can't really see what they're swinging. You can't hear them talk either. And you're right. There's too much dead air. There's a lot of dead air. The people have to talk, right?
Yeah.
So only way to talk is get that camera right up. My camera is at least less than 10 feet away from the hitter. Is what my camera, it's probably 7 to 8 feet away from the hitter, and it goes up. That's how come the balls that we hit are loud, right? Especially there's a backdrop. If there's a building behind us, and that wind is blowing in a little bit, though, it's going to make that bat sound really good, right? And it's still, our bats sound good anyway, but it's just going to get that more big of a crack because our camera is right there, and that upward angle where you can see the trajectory of the ball. A lot of people don't, they have their phone like this. That's old school stuff. That you don't do it anymore like that. That's a TikTok kind of video. You want to do a 30-second video, put that on TikTok. That's what a lot of people do. Turn it like that. Everybody can see everything and see where the balls are being hit. And what I like about what you do and what we do is you have the average hitters out there, and you can hit them. You hit them anywhere, and then you're not blowing and going. You're just out there just smoking 5-6-0. You're smoking them up the middle, and a lot of people that have seen a lot of people hit bats, they can see that trajectory of the ball just flying off that bat, right? And then see where it's going and see how fast it gets there. Exit velos, you can see exit velo. A lot of people don't understand that, but if I'm pitching, I can see how fast that ball's coming by me.
Right.
So,
well, and that's what I've added too. I do have a pocket radar now. So, and I think it's really important too. I mean, when we first met, we talked about it. There's not a lot of women doing reviews. It's 99% men. I know Matt Lindberry just made a comment, clutch softball. So his wife hits a lot.
Yeah.
That guy BP has Savannah out hitting with him, but you don't see a lot of women out there swinging the bats and getting the reactions and stuff. So that was a huge missing piece in some of these reviews, and that's what I'm trying to show a little bit. Is this is how it reacts for? I mean, when I go out and hit, sometimes I have a 60-year-old female who's been playing years hitting too, to show what she does with it. I mean, and she's still playing. She'll play 40s with us, and she'll play 50s. I mean, so she's still super active with it. But I mean, she's going to play in a young kid tournament with us coming up in the next few weeks. But to show like, hey, this is how it reacts across the board. And that's, I think that's huge because we all have different swings. I mean, my swing's not the same as your swing. It's not the same. I mean, definitely not the same as Brandon's swing. Type deal.
But I think it's great you have a variety of everybody out there too, because what that is y'all the average. This is what you see, right? Yep. Y'all the average. I played that upper ball. I mean, there's not that many people in that tournament. There's not many people watching us either. You know, you go to those AA, AAA majors where there's 100-something teams out there, and everybody's great. Everybody's talking to each other, and this, yep. You know, it's different. It's a different monster, and I think that's what we are. Right. We cater to that because we do have a lot of our factory hitters, a lot of our reps, right, have different swings, and there's nothing wrong. Here's the deal: there's nothing wrong with it. Nope. If you're promoting a brand and you have a following and you like that, social media is really big. Like you have all of that, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different direction that we're taking this, and we're getting a lot of feedback and a lot of people jumping on board with that, right? Yep. So I think, and here's the deal too. Watch what happens the next year or two, where a lot of the bat companies going to start doing the same thing because we're growing so big.
Well, and you look when you see, I mean, I don't see other bat companies or reps for bat companies putting out the videos like we do across the board. I mean, we have a lot of different reps, factory hitters, signature players, all putting out video in general. Whereas, unless it's the review guys, you're not seeing a ton of it come out, in my opinion. So I think you're going to see a lot of people saying, hey, there's this way to get more attention to our bats if we do it this way. So I think it's just a matter of time.
It's coming. Yeah, I can see it already. Because I watch social media all the time when I'm not doing things. I kind of jump on social media because I don't want to be left in the dark whenever people are talking about things. So we run a podcast. I know you do the same thing because you run a podcast. You talk to a lot of people. So you got to be engaged in that social media thing where you got to know, you got to keep your finger on the pulse of the market, right?
And what a lot of people don't realize, and I'm sure you've probably experienced this, it's out there, but the social media fatigue. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm tired of opening the phone just to look at this. And I mean, in the past, since Long Haul Bombers, I can't tell you how many friend requests I've gotten and how many just messages. And I'm just like, okay, the phone has to go to the side. Like I need me time, for an hour or something like that. And so, I mean, that's what people have to understand. If somebody doesn't get back to you right away, sometimes, I mean, whether they work a full-time job or family is huge, sometimes you have to put all that aside to be present in the moment wherever you're at. And I think we use that sometimes.
Yeah, I think my family knows that for me from being senior softball bat reviews, and I would be at a table, or I not at a table, but I'd be with my mother-in-law. And I grab the phone and look at it. She's like, no. And I'm like, okay, set it over to the side. She goes, mute it. And I go, yes, ma'am. And I'd mute it, But there's times where you got to put that to the side and have dinner. You got to put it aside or have conversations with the family. And you got to do that or you're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose yourself. And then you get frustrated because people are asking you for things or people are calling you. If you don't answer, then they'll call you back, and then you don't answer, and they'll keep calling you back, and then you finally go answer the phone, and you're like, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, what you need, buddy? Because I'm doing something, on that 15th phone call, You
I
know,
mean, times
I
that we
get
miss
that.
they're nonstop, like with text messages and phone calls, but it's like, hey, we're busy. And, sometimes it's just that, hey, just checking in to make sure you're okay. So we don't expect a response, but we know, it's just
That
that.
you do that to me quite a bit, actually. At
Mhm.
least once a week, you call, hey, just checking in. How's it
It
going?
just
And
seems
if
polite.
I don't respond, you're good with that. You're good with that. And then I'll text you up to about 3 weeks, and then Zena grabs me. Zeno grabbed me when we're hitting, and she'll say, "Have you text Rachel back yet?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. I'm going to text her back when we go to breakfast." Yeah, Z, leave me alone. I'm going to text her back. Okay, I'm going to do it today. Yeah, do it. And Z's like, "Do it today." You
Because
know?
life, make sure it's just not some AI generated Dave.
Yeah, well, exactly. All the face and stuff.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I don't know. I don't know who came up with that. All that. I had a couple of people send them to me of me, and I go, "That don't even look like me, man." Right? Did it? Rob. He's not with us anymore, but I love
Yeah.
the guy. Rob Peters.
Yep.
He sent me this. He sent me this picture of me. I'm like, no, that ain't me. That's not even close
But
to me.
he did one of Leslie, and it was a close lookalike of
Yes,
her.
that
But
was
I'm
really
like,
good.
that's
Yeah, that
not
was really
Leslie.
good when he did that. Well, let me let you go.
Okay.
Boss man's trying to get on. We need to do this. What I want to do too is maybe on Mondays or Wednesdays, we have this probably a 15, because I know you talk really a lot, especially if you don't get cut off all the time with Bob. So we're running up here for what, 45 minutes right now. Going to be 45 minutes that we're running with you. I know that's a little long, but we need to get question and answers. I know you got a lot of questions that are being asked to you, and just something we can bounce back and forth to each other, get people engaged, and get people listening to us, and answer a lot of questions for people out there. But thanks
Yeah.
for coming on.
Of course. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
See, I got him right here. He's waiting for me. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? He's been buzzing me for 15 minutes. See? Oh, man. Now he ain't coming on. What are you doing, man? Are you like pushing the off button? There you go. What's up, man?
I don't know. It's been doing that to you lately.
It was worse right there. But what I want, and I didn't tell you this, but I wanted to bring Rachel on and talk about that bomber tour last week. And I think that was, you know why? We had a bunch of cameras there for us. JBI was there, videotaping everything.
Man, we 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 have a couple lives going on right now at different places.
Yeah, I
And
saw some of.
yeah, unfortunately, man, I'm sorry, but I haven't watched a lot of all of it. You know how wild we are. So I'll take your word for it. From what I've seen, they did really good. And Rachel and Bob, and I've seen some clips of JBI, man. He did really good. He did
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. I texted him whenever he was doing it. Like, that's a good video. Something that that we love doing. I mean, we love getting the word out there to everybody. Everybody hitting it. Just showcasing basically what those are there to do. It's just showcasing everybody's bat.
Yeah, people going crazy over the bats at the Challenge Cup. The one hot mamas right now. It's going crazy. My phone won't stop. I guess maybe they ran out of bats immediately at the one hot mamas down that way. Todd's trying to facilitate getting more down to him. I'm like, dude, this this bat's not even launching till Friday, and it's going ballistic right now.
They take down.
Here's the senior one, guys, as you can see, and they're the truth. The guys hitting them down there today they're going crazy, Dave.
It's and you actually sent some down there to them too, right?
Yeah,
So
Todd has Christian took them as soon as they came in and went down that way. So he had several. He had a lot of the one hot mamas. I think they were demoing them and letting people purchase them that was on site. So I guess they're out already. But
wow.
it was wild. I hit the bats this afternoon, and I mean DDTs, guys. This just comes down to it, Dave. They're DDTs. The DDTs are nasty, across the board. If it senior U trip, the DDTs are nasty. I mean, we weren't playing around about it. The tech is legit. Nobody else has it. And you know, when we get the new bats in, and you know, people just, you know, you get some stuff like cool ass shit like this, people go nuts over it.
Yeah.
But I love the bats. You know, I'm a short barrel guy, just like you. I was hitting the USSSA one today and getting insane performance off of it. Just right out the wrapper, 330 foot, 7 in a row. You know, hell, even I'm 52 years old. You know, that's good stuff for me. That Rob Taylor already called Brandon's like this DDT one hot mama is crazy, and they were hitting them down and you know, on live. Adam Fowler, man, shout out to Adam Fowler, fat guy. BP jumped in. He's doing video for us down at Bat Wars Short Porch with his bat and the one hot mamas. They had a few scareds down there for people to hit, and again, people are just going crazy over the DDTs, Dave. That's what we're seeing across the board.
Well, we knew that
Yeah.
was going to happen because it's a good product. I mean, it's a good design that we have out there.
Yeah.
The SPLive bat's a 12-inch barrel, right?
Yeah, it's a 12-inch barrel in the U-Trip. And, you know, you and I, we love the 12-inch barrels. So I was going, you know, nothing against the 12 and a half. Look at that barrel, though, on the 12 and a half. It doesn't taper off because it's solid piece. So this barrel would match any 13 or 13 and a half from another company, right, Dave?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So look at the barrel side. On the senior side, this is a huge ass DDT barrel. It's a 12 and a half. On the U-Trip is the 12-inch, which is it's the version of your bat that everybody's going nuts over. In the senior side right now, the U-Trip is a 12-inch. I really loved it. You know, I was thoroughly impressed with the USSSA one hot mama hitting it today. The seniors, of course, always perform, but the USSSA 12-inch one hot mama, it's legit, man. It is legit. You know,
We Jeff sent out analytics the other day, and just to let you guys know, I'm not going to get too far into it, but we keep our finger on the pulse of who's buying stuff with short porch,
Yeah.
and that senior market is blown up. I mean, that U-Trip market is blown up. You know,
yeah,
seniors are steadily hitting it, but that U-Trip jumped way ahead, and
yeah, it did.
you know, by putting out a
When
good
it-
product, everybody's out there swinging it.
Yeah, the USSSA market right now is growing by 300% with short porch. That's what we've seen, and it's really driven by the DDT models, which is the scared model, the one hot mama that is dropping now, the autism balance that are dropping next week. The DDT models right now are driving that on the USSSA side, and for good reason. So the you know, the senior side, we are always popping. You know, we're always popping on the senior side and doing really well. The USSSA is where we really come on strong of late. So, and of course, the baseball bat drop this week did phenomenally well.
Mhm.
So we've been busy, and it's a good kind of busy. Thankful to all our people, and you know, just right now, just waiting on Dave to get to Savannah, guys. Waiting on Dave to get to Savannah. That's what's fighting for me. You know.
Whenever I get off here, I'm still moving. I got to go to storage again because they close at 10, right?
Yeah.
7:30 here. So I'd after here, I'm gonna grab something to eat. Then I'm headed over, start moving again till late tonight, and then start packing everything. But I'm that kind of guy, man. I want an early start. I want to get everything bloated, and I want to get out of here. That way I can take my time. We got a big front coming in here. We're gonna freeze for about 3 days here, and I don't want to be working in that. I go, you know, I like it doesn't bother me that much, but I just rather not. I'd rather stay in. I'm old. I'd rather stay in out of that cold 20-degree weather. You know, but yeah, I can't wait to get there, man. I talked to Todd this morning. You know, he's up there and he's telling me about everybody, and I'm gonna be coming in probably next Tuesday, next Wednesday. The demo day is next Thursday, as we clarified today.
Yeah,
I'll
next
be there.
Thursday.
Definitely be there for that. So
Yeah, Yeah, next Thursday, Dave will be on hand. I'm going to leave in the morning, probably go to the office like 5 a.m. and from there leave to Florida. I have to tie up some things at the office. I just got here tonight and I just had to do some chores just like everybody else. I had to do some chores, try to get ready, jump on the podcast. I didn't even see much of the front of you guys podcast. I didn't know what was going on when I tried to jump on, as we were in PCB last weekend. Have the 3 bat drops this week, and then we're back to Tampa. So, the One Hot Mamas are dropping 4 p.m. Friday, everybody, senior and U trip. So DDTs. So a lot going on, and, people are just really excited about the season getting started with the TOCs and the Challenge Cups going on right now.
Well, I think this is the best time to do it right now, is because all
Yeah.
the tournaments are coming up in February too, and people are going to want different types of bats. People have different swing styles, so get them out there right now. And you have the autism bat coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the autism battle launch next week. At some point, we haven't announced that yet. I have to double check, as we had the baseball and now the One Hot Mama's trying to facilitate all that. The autism, if you're a balanced 2-piece guy, look for that. Look for those next week. They'll be out. But the story right now on the softball side is, at Bat Wars, the One Hot Mama, I'm hearing it took the Bat Wars over. It took it over tonight. And with that being said, we're gonna be real busy Friday with the bat launch
Yeah.
at the office. I'll be in Tampa with Brandon, so we'll probably do a little bit of live there from Tampa. Cage and Sean's gonna be Cage and Sean Thompson's gonna be going live with the bats at the office at 4 p.m. Friday. So we're and of course we still got people in Space Coast. Todd's going to be there all week. So we got a lot going on.
You're going to get Sean on camera. He's
Oh yeah, Sean will get on camera. He's not scared of the camera.
Shy.
Yeah, he's not shy. He's not
That's
shy.
good
He
to
don't
hear.
talk it extremely a lot. I
Yeah.
will say, Sean, man. I played BCS with Sean last week. Sean is a stud, man. Sean hit the shit out the ball all weekend. So, that guy's a really underrated as a player. He really hits the ball and rarely slumps. So, it was good. It was good to see the short porch bats in action. Sean's teams, of course, is short porch team. They all swung short porch. We had Chuck Roberts, Joe Carter, and all Sean's guys. We had this one guy, they call him Big City. I want to say his name's Tyrone. I forget his last name. He makes Brandon look like a midget. This guy is that big. He is the biggest softball player I've seen since the 1980s Lighthouse team. He is a monster. So he was playing first base for us. You seen the you seen the picture of the Sean's team? How big the guys were?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm 6 foot 195, and they made me look like a shrimp in the picture. I called Sean. I said, "Man, I get it with Brandon and them." I said, "Where do you find all these big guys? Make me look real little in the pictures." And they hit the crap out of it. He had like 5 guys hit 900. We finished second. We had a swing to win it. It just didn't work out, But they played their ass off, and it was a lot of fun. The BCS tournament had 90 teams in Panama City. It was freezing. We played a game in the rain. Them guys were hitting the shit out of in the rain. I couldn't hit. I went over in the rain game, Dave. I could not hit. It was pouring rain and 40 degrees. I couldn't hit.
I wouldn't even show. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do that. I cannot get out there in that rain and do that.
Well, yeah, I couldn't hardly see because everybody, I don't wear glasses when I play, but obviously I wear glasses. So in the rain game, I was Man, I should have took myself out. I'm lucky I didn't swing and miss. I don't know how they were seeing the ball in that rain.
Hey, I'd have been
It was
faking.
crazy.
I'd have been faking an injury. My hammy would have
Yeah,
fucked up on me.
it was
I'd have hit
pouring
the ground.
rain and freezing, and Sean and them just getting hit after hit, and I'm like, I'm telling you. Best ball I hit was a ground out to shortstop, and that was the best swing of the 3 swings I took in that game. It was terrible. So I had told Marcus today, I talked to Marcus Big Chef, and he said, Jeff, how'd you hit it down there? I said, it would have been better if I didn't go 0 for 3 in the pouring rain in that freezing game. I said, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I can't do that. What do we? Okay, I got a question for you. I've been getting this all day today from a couple of people. Is we have 25 and 26 ounce blackouts X's in the warehouse. We don't have 27, 28.
Yeah, we haven't had 27 or 28s for at least a week. We have 25 and 26 blackout X's still in stock. The blackout OGs, after today, we had a run of them today, Dave. And I meant to tell you when I talked to you on the phone, we had a run of blackout OGs, a big run in the last couple of days. I expect them to sell out. I think it's guys who are gamering the bat, buying bats for this year.
Yeah.
So because of the monster barrel, Dave and I made a decision together. Dave and I made a decision together. The monster barrel's coming. The blackout OG 12-inch is not going to be in stock for a while. So the blackout monster 13-inch will be the one piece that on the senior side that comes out in a few weeks.
Yeah, that decision was made 2 weeks ago, right after we got
Yeah.
like you hit that morning, I hit it that afternoon, and we talked on the phone and said, okay, this got to go. It's ready.
Yeah. So there are more blackout X's in production behind that. However, there's no OGs. The 13-inch monster barrel is the one piece senior that are almost finished too. So they'll be here in a couple of weeks. However, the bats that we're launching right now. Somebody was just asking about the anti-aging X-Tech. All the bats have that.
Yeah,
I mean, we wouldn't go backwards in tech. So all the bats would have it. The only way a bat would not have it is if we ran the original blackout OG again, because we wouldn't touch that. But anything coming out would have the new tech. And we don't have plans right now with OG. So guys, we're about to sell out. If you swing the OG one piece and want to grab one for the season, because that's what's been going on, reach in there to Miss Erica or go on our website right now and purchase one, because of the monster barrel ate up all that production space. And the monster barrel ate it up for good reason, right, Dave?
Oh yeah. Here's what it is, Jeff. We sell to different age groups and different swing speeds. So yeah, it's gonna the OG will be back. It's just not right now. And then
it's not right now.
The monster will eat all that up right now. And I actually think y'all guys that have swung, this is just me. Y'all like that OG. You're gonna love the monster because it's a bigger barrel. And a lot of those older guys swing that bigger barrel too.
Yeah, and at slower bat speed, it's performed relatively similar with a larger barrel. So there's no really reason not to grab one if you're looking for a short porch one piece. No reason not to grab the monster barrel if we run out of the OG 12-inch. So the monster barrel with the new anti-aging, however, it'll cross over into a faster bat speed that the 12-inch OG won't. It can cross over into 90, more of an high 80, 90 mile an hour bat speed fairly easier than the OG can. The OG you can, but it's not really designed for that. So
summertime maybe later.
Yeah, summertime.
Yeah. What else we got coming on? My bat. You still have my bat in stock. What size do you have?
We it's selling pretty steady. We still have your bat in stock. All but the 26.5s are sold out. So somebody was asking about the monster. The monster bat is half size. It's not whole size, 25.5 in the monster. Be the lightest one. But yeah, Dave's every size in Dave bat 20, all the even sizes are out. The odd 26.5 we made. We called it. We called it. It's sold out.
I
It's sold
know.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. I think I got one coming on Friday. I think I have one coming on Friday, and I think it's a 20.
Gotcha.
Hold on.
Dude.
It's a 26 you sent me.
Oh,
So
26.
yeah. They ate up on my 26.5. So I don't get
Yeah.
my 26.5.
What was crazy, Dave, is the 26.5s we sent to no retailers. So we had them all for us. And that's the size you and I wanted. So the 26.5s all went out of short ports off our website.
I think that sweet spot that me and you talked about. That
And
sweet spot.
I think so. You know, the U-Trip guys seem to really like the 25.5, and the senior guys seem to really like the 26.5. And I like it too. I like a 26.5 ounce bat.
Yeah. Love it.
I have for years. You know?
I think you coming up with that idea of doing that 20 across the board. I think you need to do that 25, 26, 26.5, you know, and then 27s and go thread on there, because that's that sweet spot that a lot of people like. You know,
and why not? Yeah, and why not do it? There's nothing stopping us.
No.
I know the Monster Bear come out in all half sizes, and what we had been trying to do was rotate between, like, we had your bat model last year in the even sizes, and we had the Scared DDT in the half sizes, right? So we were kind of rotating for those people to catch everybody, because we're trying to bat fit everybody at the finest point. So, and it was working out really good. However, you know, we found out that 26.5 is so popular when we run the even sizes, we need to make the 26.5. And I think it's great. I swung the 27.5 Monster a lot last weekend, and at least early. And then, you know, being the out of shape guy I am right now, I went to a 27. I went from a 27.5 to a 27. I actually did swing your 26.5 like 2 at bats in the rain game that I couldn't see because I was trying to let it wait. But I felt like I wanted a heavier bat right now. So I was playing infield, and I tell people all the time, I swing the 26.5s when I play outfield. I swing the 27.5s when I play infield, but I played infield all weekend. That's why I was swinging a heavier bat. So I wasn't running around.
Those tournaments at the beginning of the year are brutal on me. They're just brutal, you know, unless I get out run around.
I was having trouble just with my rotation after a couple of games, just rotating, swinging. I was real tight and it was cold. So I felt like I couldn't rotate like I wanted to. Of course, I've had the 2 real bad groin tears, you know, that they have me on medicine again right now from last year. So my rotation was giving me trouble. After the first few games, I wasn't able to fire off. And, you know, just getting back to hitting 50-foot, 12, 14-foot high pitching that slow, that's not something we normally do when we're testing bats. We're close. Yeah. We're throwing them faster because we're trying to get a lot of swings in. So it was really tough to stay back, you know, and kind of wait on it and get back into the swing of senior softball. Because if you go play kid ball, it's way faster, way lower arch, you know. So last time I played was kid ball. So it was good. You know, by the last game, I was right on it. I felt like a lot of the guys, you could see, not just our team, but other teams, they were getting way more comfortable in the box as the tournament went on, it being a January tournament. And the last game, our team and the team we played in the championship, everybody was squaring up balls. You know, you could tell everybody kind of got dialed in, and there was just a lot of hard hit balls that game.
Sweet. What else we got coming? Anything else?
Man, you know, yeah, balls.
We talked about that today. We talked about that today.
Yeah, balls. We're getting loads of balls in. you know, every other day, it seems like, just trying to get ready for the season. The USSSA balls, as soon as we get them in right now, it doesn't even matter how many pallets, they're going right back out the door. So I'm trying to let directors know, ones I'm tight with, I text them when they come in, and, you know, they'll just buy the whole pallet as pallets come in. And I'm trying to move it around between a few directors I'm real close with. So, but all the other balls are in stock and they're selling pretty well. The foam balls haven't come back in restock yet. They could be any day though. They're real close. We're having truckloads of stuff back up in there every day. It's we look like Amazon. So you'll see when you get there.
Yeah, it's going to be like I was talking to a couple of guys today that I haven't talked to in a while, and they're like, "Man, you leaving?" I said, "Yep, I'm leaving, man. I've got the van done. I got the van done, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get out of here. As soon as I get it packed, I'm leaving. As soon as I get everything packed, I'm gone. You know,
Awesome, man.
because I want to get down there early to kind of like meet and greet whenever I go up there.
Well, you're gonna stay over in a couple nights in the house in Tampa next week, right?
Yeah,
At least a few nights. That's up to you how long you stay there, and then come on to Georgia. We're gonna have Tammy here set up, and you know, we've been dying to get her in here and get her help and get her eyes on the company, and get her opinion of a lot of different things as we move forward. So
yeah. Yeah, she can't wait. She's got some. She doesn't talk to me much about it, but she's just typical, you know, corporate where. But she sees the growth too. I mean, and everything, and she kind of like. And we don't. Here's the deal too. We don't talk about work whenever. Like I don't talk to her about anything, you know, in work or whatever like that. And she doesn't talk to me either. She never has. But we don't talk much about work.
y'all work together though, right? Y'all work
Yeah,
together a lot in the
yeah,
past.
we
Yeah.
worked together a lot in the past, but again, you know, we didn't talk much. I mom talked about drivers and what I had to do to get a job done, and that was it. You know, because we had a freight company
Yeah.
with AT&T. You know, big freight company. You know, in Texas, hauling big cable, and we did that for 10 years. But yeah, she ran all that plus the Spurs, so she had like 2 jobs. You know, and then she
Well,
come.
hopefully with our environment, that is a lot of fun and a lot of good times going on at, you know, during business hours, that when y'all home having dinner or whatever, y'all do have stuff to talk about, not because it's work, because it's fun, you know. So
Here's the deal
uh,
too. She'll loosen up because it's softball, right?
yeah, that's what I was
So
saying. It's
yeah,
softball. So,
it's and she played
um,
softball longer than I have.
and
So
you know, when we're in Vegas, we're grinding it. So
yeah,
it's not like Vegas, you know. Vegas, man, I'll tell you, Vegas is a grind, isn't it, Dave? It is a grind. So,
see,
um,
here I love Vegas. I thought it was amazing. I could have stayed another month, man. I mean, that's how much I like Vegas. You know why? Because it was different every time we either ran a tent or we had a manager meeting. It was different every time. It was just
well,
different.
you get different age groups constantly
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in. So I think that keeps it fresh. I'll tell you, man, I was so surprised by the 40s this year and how educated they were on bats, how they love short porch this year versus not knowing who we were the year before. And and the story was they just wanted the blackouts. They didn't care. They wanted the hottest bats out, you know. So they didn't care what we said they should swing, but they were honest about it,
Yeah.
and they were well educated in bats. So I was really shocked about the 40s last year versus the year before.
Year before, and guys, what he's talking about is the year before was awful. There was
Yeah,
crickets around us the year before.
in the
Whenever
40s.
40s,
Yeah,
there were
yeah,
crickets around us. So what I saw, and what you saw, we talked about this too, is the surge of the 40s. That now I'm going to tell you exactly, and I just found out. I didn't know. I kind of knew this, but we do algorithms too. So what happened with my TikTok channel, and me and Rachel actually talked about this earlier, was Facebook is more of a different age group, right? You know,
it
then you got
is. It
YouTube, a
is.
different age group on YouTube. And then you have TikTok. Well, I did a demo day. Well, actually, Mikey Garibay did a demo day here in San Antonio, and he's that younger generation, the older or early 40s. I go walking in. I was running late, so I go walking in with a demo bat, the one that we're going to talk about it later, but the demo bat you
Yeah.
gave me to do
Yeah.
research on, and I walk in there, I threw that on the ground, and they're going, look, it's the TikTok guy.
Good.
And
That's awesome.
that's that 40-year-old market, the
Yeah.
40-year-old market. And then what I did, I went in, and after that, I went and looked at because I haven't looked at my TikTok page. Like, we're going on TikTok tonight, but I haven't looked on the TikTok page. I look on it, and I've got thousands of people watching, that are
Oh, you do.
friends.
People were coming up. They were coming up in Vegas, and they were like, "Man, I seen you on TikTok," and I'm like, "I don't do nothing on TikTok. It was you putting all the stuff on TikTok
Yeah,
from our podcast."
yeah.
And finally, I realized, I was like, "Oh, it's because you have a TikTok. Cage has a TikTok. We have several Facebooks, several Instagrams. We're everywhere, so we're all putting stuff out. But your TikTok platform gets a ton of views. Cage's does pretty good too.
Yeah.
For Short Porch. And I just put together another Instagram for the kids to put all the baseball bat stuff on, so they could tag us, on that one. So to just do more baseball stuff on that one particular Instagram. It's already getting some softball guys punching in there on it, but it was mainly for the baseball side.
You know what I
So
did? And we talked about this last week when we were doing the BB core drop, was I went in and I actually changed my tags on my YouTube channel to more toward baseball. So I started taking
yeah,
some of the tags out because we have U-Trip on there, ASA, and we have Senior on there. Because whenever
mhm,
you have your own, when you have your own channel on YouTube, you got to put tags in on what you're going to go toward, right? The people that you're going to go
yeah,
toward,
yeah,
sports you're going to go toward. I started changing that up to BB core, and that blew up. Like, you can see in the algorithms where a lot of the baseball players that push in baseball BB core come to my channel, which is Short Porch Cutting Edge, and all of a sudden, oh wow, the BB core bat Short Porch is coming out. So that's another feed. And when the fast pitch come out too, at the end of the year, fast pitch comes out. That's going to be another feed I got to put in there too. So we're blowing up, man. I mean, across the board, and it's growing bigger than I actually thought it was. And we talked about this too the other day. It's I never thought we're going to be here.
well, not this quick,
No.
So the advancements and the machinery that we're building right now, and for the new tech in the bats, is we're a year ahead of schedule on doing it right now, and that comes from a lot of the success we've had, thankfully, and the players who just love Short Porch right now. So to deliver baseball bats in a higher tech a year ahead of schedule, that's pretty cool for Leslie and I to be able to jump that far ahead. So, I'm going to talk to you offline, but there's going to be incredible, when I say incredible, new tech that you just won't believe that we're going to put into our facility in Rincon right after you get here. That'll be just mind blowing for a lot of people to come in and see. So, but it's about being state of the art. This is where we're at in the sporting goods world. Technology and computers, and with AI and what you're capable of. Everything should be state of the art these days with all the resources you have. So we're trying to keep up with that and get a jump on competition by investing in the future as fast as we can. So we love that kind of stuff. We're those people who love the technology, the advancements that we can make. So I can't wait. I'm more excited about that than anything.
What we're doing is setting the standard. We're setting the standard different than everybody else said it, but we're setting the standard higher, that we're going to achieve. And that's what I like about all the new tech that's coming out. We talked about this in the last couple of months, but all the new stuff that's coming out this year that we never knew that we can apply that or do that. And I'm kind of talking about a bat, but that we're doing 2 different bats that we're doing it with right now, and
Well,
it's state of the art that nobody's ever thought about doing, and we're
well,
gonna, which we're setting the
yeah,
standard
you
across
know,
the
you
board.
got,
Everybody's gonna have to follow us.
yeah, you got this cool ass stuff right here, the DDT tech that, that short porch world right there. We have a softball advancement coming out that you and I are so high on that we can't even mention it. It's more top secret around short porch than you know people people would lose their jobs over
That's
that tech.
gonna blow.
Um,
That's gonna blow some people away, man.
we talked about the baseball advancements we're doing, and I'm talking to baseball bats that we're not even genres we're not even in. I'm talking about 9, 10, 11-year-old kids, things like
Yeah,
this. But the advancements we're doing in that technology, this is this is the stuff that excites us, that we think's fun. So it's the kind of stuff that I'm super excited about. And I'm glad to have you here because I think you share a lot of that same passion and some of the stuff that, let's be honest, a lot of the guys is like, is the bat hot? It's hot. But even the baseball bat with the kids, is it hot? We don't
yeah,
care. Is it
yeah.
hot? Is it good? Can I swing it? There's a lot more goes into that than than you would think. So yeah, the bats are hot, guys. The bats are hot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a lot of really cool stuff that we think's a lot of fun, and I can't wait. I just can't wait.
Jeff's not lying. What we got at the tents that we were in, that's all they want to know. We're trying to tell them, okay, we're trying to tell them the difference in the bat, right? Like the DDT model. We're telling them, they don't want to hear that. It's the bat hot.
It's
Words.
it's
Like,
hot.
yeah, like
You know?
my granddaughter's like, words. Is the bat hot or not? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bat's hot. Bat's hot. Yeah, it's hot. They're all
They
hot.
don't hear that. They don't want to hear that stuff.
Mhm.
They don't. They just want to know if the bat's hot or not. So
Yeah,
we see a lot.
absolutely.
We see a
And
lot.
and if you want a hot bat, you can grab a one hot mama because that joker's hot.
Yeah,
So,
send me one, but I'm gonna be there by the time it gets here.
yeah, I was gonna ship you one out today. Matter of fact, I had to throw away the label and just I'm like, that don't make no sense. Uh, so Adam, Adam is in he's down in Space Coast, but he's flying. I need to send him one out tomorrow. Adam, I usually send our bats to Adam. Big Chef, Drew Henderson's getting one, average dude. So
Clutch,
Matt Linenberry will
Clutch
probably get
out there.
one.
Clutch is a new one too.
Yeah, he'll get one. I think I might have sent him one today. I'll have to check back. It was a crazy day. But yeah, the a lot of these guys are, looking, hitting our bats and giving their feedback on them. And I seen an Instagram post they tagged me on Instagram on our baseball thing today. And the guy had your bat. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He tagged you. So he's like, this is the Dave Velasquez new signature bat. Dave Velasquez says this thing's hot. Big Chef says this thing's hot. He said, Fat Guy BP says this thing's hot. So I'm taking it to the tournament. Like, everybody says it's hot. At some point, you got to be like, okay, it's true when everybody says it is.
That bat is and that we worked on that bat. That bat's dialed in.
Yeah, and he had like, oh man, average dudes, Drew, he's like the DDTs, and he's going, they're all good. He's like, they're all really good.
Yeah,
Let's, and that's what we're trying to tell y'all. The DDTs are really good.
Yeah, across the board. There's
So,
some little things that are
good.
done. Like all the bats going forward is that the anti-aging material. So that actually
really good.
That adds on quite a bit. It's not a little tweak. That's
Cage is like, dude, he's hitting that scared after dark. He's like, I got 800 swings. He said it's not even close to felling. It's just holding up for Cage. He said it's amazing. He's like, it may never fail. so
I talked to Luke Cage a little bit about today. Like he had picked up one bat in one tournament, was killing it, and he didn't make an out. You know, hit like 3 bombs, and he didn't make an out till the 1 inning, and I mean, one game. And he goes, but I, you know, it's just a bat that I picked up. It's not my gamer. And I said, yeah, maybe just on, Cage, maybe just like smoking it that day and just hitting everything. People do that. I mean, we used to do that. I used to do that, but I just go to tournament, pick up anything, a short porch, and I'll just, you know, like he was swinging short porch and just smoke it. You know, there's days that you have that, and it messes you up because you don't know. You deal with the same thing too. Am I going to swing the 13 monster, or I'm going to swing
Oh
this bat,
man,
I'm
I'll
going to swing
take.
this bat, and you go back and forth, back and forth.
I get more anxiety about which short porch bat to swing than anything. It's just it's hard because I like
No,
I like a lot of them.
yeah, I know. I pick a bat, I go to and bat. I was hitting BP, and I go in there, I'll walk with it. I don't
Yeah,
care if I had a bad game or not. I'm going to stick with it. You know, I don't
yeah, absolutely.
I don't need to be throwing different shit at myself because you know don't know what I'm going to do. You know, but I love that monster bat. You know that we just swung at. We're going to hit it again tomorrow. We're going to hit Facebook Live again tomorrow, guys. It's going to be our last one here in San Antonio. Then those guys are going to take it over whenever I leave. I'm gonna give them all my gear tomorrow. I can't bring it with me because Jeff says leave all the balls here. And then
We got plenty of balls.
but I need to bring my cage, my big ass wagon. I just need to bring
Yeah,
that.
bring that.
Wagon.
Yeah, we're gonna be so Dave and I will be doing the East Coast version of his hitting, which and his after lunch date after the hitting lunch date here on the East Coast. So
a lot of videos, Jeff. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of video.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, guys. I'm excited, but you guys should be excited too. For one, you're going to stop asking me for weight distribution numbers. So every time there's a bat drop or every time there's something that's coming out in 2 weeks, like autism, I already got hit up about the autism bat on what's the weight distribution numbers and that. But it's going to be a balance bat, right? It's going to be the autism balance bat on the DH.
Well, I'll tell you about the weight distribution numbers. I can't do it like Dave can. So my numbers don't match Dave's. Everybody goes off Dave. Dave don't have all the size bats because he wouldn't be swinging a 25 or 27 half the time. So I can't even when I tried to match him up. Dave, I'll do the weight distribution numbers, send them to Dave. And this isn't how we do in manufacturing. The manufacturing weight distribution is completely different, guys. So y'all wouldn't get that. Y'all know about Dave's way. So Dave will do it, and he'll be like, Jeff, you weren't even close. You're like 0.4 off. You know.
Yeah. But here's the deal. I did that on purpose years ago because I didn't want anybody stealing my ideas and sitting in the China going. Because here's the deal. I got phone calls years ago going, "Hey, yours not the same." Yeah. I said, "Yeah, it's done for a reason. You're not taking my shit, right?" Because
and we've talked about this before, guys. One of the big reasons Dave and I got together and we're here is because we had the same idea of what the bats should be on weight distribution. My bats were spot on what Dave was looking for. And this was before we met, before we even knew who each other were.
True story.
So yeah, we had did all the work on, I could have saved a long time by getting Dave and not having to figure it out for myself. But we had did all the work to get the perfect weight distribution on our bats. And they came out and they were damn good. The weight distribution was damn good. And then eventually Dave got to try some of our bats and then like, man, your weight distribution is just spot on. It's spot on what I was looking for, you know? And so he knew 16 years told him, and a bunch of lab testing told us that he was right before we even had met, you know? So it validated everything you said. I think it did because, you know, we had extensive lab work to tell us that those bats perform better. So when you were telling everybody those numbers were the best and we proved it, you know, we proved it. So it's, I think that's really cool.
I would always say in the reviews that I did it, you guys can go back and look. They're open. You guys can look at the
Yeah,
video. I would say
this is all
one thing about
public knowledge. Yeah.
one thing about short porch is they're always spot on their weight distribution
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
That's what makes them a little better than everybody else, right? Because you got to have those weight distribution numbers to actually get a top tier bat in a top 5 at least. And y'all were there every time. Every time y'all did a balance bat, and here's the deal too. Remember when the balance bat came out? I was saying this is the way a balance bat should be.
It's the way it should be. Yeah.
Not the
You
way
can't
other
pull
bats.
too much mass out the barrel of a balanced bat. It won't go nowhere. It won't go nowhere.
No, that's how come and guys, again, the videos are out on all of them. I really released all the videos.
And then people would call us and they'd be like, why does y'all's balance bats feel like some of the companies half ounce load? I'm like, this is a short porch balance. This isn't isn't another bat company balance. This is our half ounce load. This is our 1 ounce load. This is our balanced, you know?
Again, short porch is setting the standard on what is right because they were doing it wrong. And this is just me, guys. I've said this in the past. It's not nothing I just thought up right now. I've said this in the past. A lot of bat companies did it wrong. Short porch did it right. So they set that standard that everybody else is actually, believe it or not, are gravitating more toward right now. So not everybody else. There's a few out there that don't, but there's people are starting to gravitate more toward that. But weight distribution numbers, and you've always been spot on when it came to that, you know, and that's setting that standard and not going away from it because you do have a good product. We do have a good product. Back in the day, you had a good, you know. Yeah, I wasn't part of it back in the day. I was like, okay, you had a good product. So, but yeah, it's just, and then we didn't. Here's the deal, too, guys. We didn't talk much. We didn't, and we're kind of going backward because I'm getting ready to move there. But we didn't talk much on the phone. I think we didn't talk like friends. I think I got an argument with you one night about something totally different away from softball, but called him up in the middle of the night. It probably been like 12:30 your time. About something. It was something that I was mad about, right? So I got on the phone.
It was nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with them. So so that's funny though. But anyway, other than that, I would call you up. Here's how it happened. When I got something I liked, and I always did this to everybody, right? All bat manufacturers. If I had something I liked it right off the field, I would call you up on the phone, not text message. I would call you.
Yeah, you sure do.
And then I would ask you a question. That's all it was. I just ask you a question. Okay, that's all I need to know. And I hang up the phone. I bet we had a 30-second conversation there.
Oh, you did. The first time you ever called, you called and you said, hey, man, you know, what's going on this bat? What'd you do with it? And we talked for just a second. I hung up the phone. I'm like, that bleep, 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 bleep. He thinks I shaved a bat. I would never shave a bat. I grab it off the rack over here. That's how good that bat was. He was making sure I didn't do something to it.
Yeah. What did I tell you? I'd say this a lot, guys. Don't F me. Do not F me because I'm putting my ass on the line and I'm trying to talk about
absolutely.
Don't
and I'm like, dude, I'll pull it. What did I do? Yeah. I grabbed 4 more off the rack, sent them all to you.
Here you go. You can swing these too. Yeah, like, we did. One was my gamer. You know? So,
and they were all the same. They were all, but it's funny, you know, I don't blame you. And what I didn't know, guys, is David had this happen in the past where people would send him bats that weren't the stock bat. And we were new, so I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm just like, man, I would never do nothing like that. So I didn't know what you were talking about. You know, I didn't understand where it came from. I wouldn't have thought anybody would do such a thing, but they did. They did because you told me they did. And other review guys told me that has happened.
Yeah.
I had one today on, this was about a fast pitch bat yesterday, and I'm not going to get into what company or who it was. They had that happen to them where they were sent a bat and it was not the bat released. That's terrible, man. I feel bad for anybody who's doing, you know, an honest review for the public and that happened to. That's terrible. It's terrible for the consumers, first of all. Yeah. So, you know, I didn't understand that. I understand what's going on now, but I didn't know that at that point. So Dave and I talked about it, you know, once he came on, but that was, you know, a year or two later. So,
yeah. So it does happen, guys. I'm telling you, it does happen. Just watch. If you guys are doing bat reviews, just watch, because,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying all the bat companies do it. There's just a handful, a little small group of them, because we got 24 right now, 25, I think, just recently.
Yeah.
25 out
Yeah.
there. It's not really a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On the softball side, there's a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys hit a lot of bats, you'll know which ones they are, because they're just outperforming anything you've ever put in your hands, and you can pick them out pretty easy. But that's how that's when you're doing like what I did for such a long time. You kind of get a feel for things, and all you got to do is just ask the question, "Hey, just, don't burn me on this. This is coming from me. This off your shelf." That's
Yeah.
all I need to know, Jed. That's all I said. That's all I need to know. I'll see you later. Boom.
Yeah. You know, it was funny because, first thing that pops in somebody's mind with something like that is always shaving, right? Shaving. So I wouldn't know how to shave a bat. I really wouldn't. I couldn't even, we're great bat manufacturers, but I don't even know how they do it exactly. So I know they cut the inside of the barrel somehow, but I have no idea. It never crossed my mind to even give it any thought, Dave.
See, I tell you
So,
what. I tell you what, and I kind of, a couple of weeks ago, is probably one of my biggest podcasts, but I kind of joked around and saying, about the list and stuff. I'm glad it's being exposed. That's the only thing. And we kind of joke around shots fired to get people to watch,
yeah,
and still people watching all those other channels, but at least they're doing something, and it's bringing awareness. Anybody, and I don't care what you say about that podcast that was going on, at least they brought awareness to it where people are talking about it, and something will be done. Uh, I know you don't say it. I know you want to jump in and say something, but don't say it. Let's hold it till later. Okay. Zip the lip. Let's hold it till later, because you got on this little thing, and I know how you are. You like to cock block me, and I know how you are, dude. You like to jump in and start saying shit. Let's hold it for another time. All right. Let's do that. After
yeah.
all the bat launches, another couple of months, then we can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to subscribe to Dave YouTube to see the behind the scenes stuff, to hear some of this stuff. If you subscribe
Okay.
and watch Dave on his on his
New.
on his YouTube. If you subscribe on YouTube to watch Dave on that, then you can get all that kind of juicy stuff. But
Yeah.
you'll have to go watch Dave there. So
Up to a point, it's going to be, man, we're going to run a lot of podcasts, man. It's going to be, but
man, just a
unboxing,
lot.
we got to do all that too, because that's the big thing now. You notice that? That's the big thing on social media, is the unboxing, where people get.
Well, I told Adam, and I was picking on Adam, not really picking on him, but true story. So I don't remember which bat it was. It was like a month ago, maybe two. I don't remember. Adam does an unboxing. He gets the bat and he does an unboxing of the short porch bat, talks about it a minute, and puts out the video, because maybe it was Friday and it was going to be the weekend and we were launching it. And we could tell, we can tell where the orders come from through the algorithms. Like, they go to YouTube, comes from me. I used to always keep up with your page. A lot came from the Senior Softball Bat Review page to our website. So Adam, he pulled a bunch of bat sales from us, or for us. He pulled a bunch of bat sales for us, and it was all from the unboxing. It beat any of the reviews he did, like in the last 3-4 months. It was an unboxing video for sales.
That's the craze now. That's everybody wants to watch the unboxing of to see what's and he's cutting open the box, and they're doing this a lot. They're pulling it out, and they're showing who, the bat, and graphics on it, talking about weight distribution on it, and what size theirs are. We're gonna do all that shit. We're gonna do all that.
I was like, Adam, man, I don't need you to hit. If you just pull it out of the box and show it, the short porch will do the rest.
You don't have to touch it. You don't
even have to swing, man. You just, just do a good video and we're good, Everybody knows the bats are good. But he did. he did a badass job for us. I do not remember which bat it was, but it was badass. It could have been one of the scares or something, but Adam does a good job. He's down there right now, guys. Space Coast. You can go watch all the lives from them hitting the One Hot Mama tonight. USSSA, Space Coast, CDE, or just D&E, something like that. Bat Wars tonight. So Adam was down there promoting. Rob Taylor was hitting. He called the One Hot Mama USSSA one of the best bats in history. So he was really high on it tonight. Rob Taylor was.
Yeah.
So I seen somebody already commented on here that they got to swing it tonight. They said it was one hot ass bat. So just a random person. So a lot of good stuff coming, Dave. I'm gonna let you get to it. I know your ass got stuff to do. It's 8 o'clock there. You got 2 hours for the storage unit, and I know you need dinner. We've had dinner already. We got a lot of packing to do. We've got to get into the office in the morning and head to Florida. Thank you, everybody who watches. The bats coming out to begin the season, they're really made for the players. We put our hard work into these designs for 2026 season, and I really hope everybody loves them as much as we do, because they are very, very high performing, very, very good tech bats. So go to Short Porch and grab you one and get ready for the season is what I can tell you.
Yes, definitely, 100%. Thanks for coming on, Jeff.
Bye. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Well, I was running over an hour and a half. Actually, an hour and 41 minutes. Thanks, guys, for watching. I know it was tough tonight, especially with all the other stuff that's going on in Florida. Can't wait to get there next week. I'm going to kind of do a little, when I'm driving, that's another thing too. I got my little, in my van, I got my little holder set up, and I'm going to kind of videotape the whole trip going into Florida, because I'm not going up to Savannah. I'm going straight into Florida from Texas. And I'll see you guys. If you guys are going to those demo days, I will be there on Thursday. I'll be with Todd on, I think, Tuesday. I'm going to try to make Tuesday, Wednesday, because that's when the older guys are going to play, my kind of group of guys, the 65, 60, 65, 55s. They're all my group of guys. It doesn't matter. Even today, my 40-year-old guys are out there too. Come by the tent, say hi. Talk to me, because that's what I'm going to do, bud. I'm going to sit up there and talk. I'm going to probably hit on that demo day on Thursday. I'm going to hit there too. I'm going to hit in the morning. We're going to be to Facebook Live tomorrow. We're going to be hitting the Monster and My Bat tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.